Hi, my name is Tom Miller, and my wife Catherine and I made the decision to purchase a mid-century modern home here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And the story that I'd like to tell you over the next few minutes is how we took a beautiful architect-designed home built in 1959 and did a very deep renovation of it, especially focused on energy, water conservation, and indoor air quality. And as long as I'm talking about water, I'll mention on the exterior of the building we spent a lot of time talking about ways we could not use potable water to keep the plants alive. And we've been very successful over the past several years by working on xeriscaping and planting native plants and drought-tolerant plants like hostas. We've been able to successfully keep everything growing and green with using no potable water whatsoever. Let's take a walk inside and we can talk about all the things we've done to make the inside of the house as livable as possible, and we'll share some of the energy stories and more as we go. We purchased the house and realized when we came inside and started taking a critical look that we needed to do a little bit more than a lot of renovation. So we set to work. For example, when we moved in here, it was right before winter, and that first winter the temperature in this room I'm standing in now would never went above 55 degrees. Needless to say, it didn't have a lot of insulation. It needed new windows because the big windows like these up here were single pane. So come spring we knew what some of the things we had to do were. Another thing is that we had to repaint the entire inside of the house. It was a bit of a wreck, and so we made sure that our painter had very good green credentials. He used all low to no VOC paint, did a wonderful job on that. So the combination of the paint kind of brightening things up, the windows made it automatically a lot more comfortable. We also added a direct vent fireplace, and the advantage of that is that it actually helps heat the room. Before it was wood burning, and it just sucked all the what little warm air there was in the winter, just sucked it right out of the house. So those improvements really helped. And then from there we started looking at the ways we could insulate the house and make it even more energy efficient. Now we're in the dining room and breakfast room area, and this, along with the kitchen, is actually over the carport. Yes, this mid-century modern home was built with a carport, not a garage. Everyone said, well, you could just put a garage door on it, but that would ruin the aesthetics, number one. And number two, from a building science perspective, it's a lot better because we're not capturing any of that exhaust when people warm their car up in the winter inside their garage. So it's not coming into the house, it's kind of blowing through, which is a good thing, we think. On the downside, however, there was no insulation at all in this floor, and pipes would freeze. We would freeze walking into it, so we've added from the outside, in the carport, we've added about 7 inches of open cell foam, which has made a dramatic difference. No more broken pipes in the winter. We've also added a lot of insulation wherever we could in the attic area. Now, some of the parts of the house don't have an attic, but the parts that do had virtually no insulation. So we've added an R48 blown-in insulation, and it's done a wonderful job. It helped control the temperature, of course, and we've noticed a dramatic cut after doing all this insulation, a dramatic drop in our energy bill. In fact, it's less than 50% of what it used to be before we did all this work. One of the things that we hear from people who have been in the house for the first time is they comment about how peaceful it is and how comfortable. And I personally believe it's because we don't have kids or pets, but they seem to like it just fine the way it is. And I think one of the contributing factors to that is the geothermal system that we put in, because it has made a dramatic difference in the comfort level around this house. On 3 different levels, the house doesn't change more than 2 degrees winter to summer in any part of the house. It's been marvelous, and we also have added both humidification and dehumidification, so we keep the ambient humidity in the summer at about 50% and in the winter at about 30 to 35%, which does a great job with dust and mold and dust mite spores and all that stuff. Doesn't seem to be a bother. Allergies don't really affect us until it's really heavy in the season and we have windows open. And then if I take a look at the energy, after we got all the insulation done, that's when we had the HVAC guys do a read on the house to see what the load should be, size the geothermal accordingly, and it's been working now for 2 years, and it's cut our energy bill. All of these things combined have cut our energy bill by more than 50%. So we're very happy with that. It's saving us a lot of money. The payback is right about where they said it would be. So in addition to people feeling comfortable psychologically, they feel comfortable physically as well. Well, that's the tour. Thank you very much for spending the last few minutes hearing about a deep green renovation of an existing home, a mid-century modern one at that. And perhaps in the future there might be a deep green renovation in your future.